look, everybody wants Quest Mage nerfed. If you don't want Quest Mage nerfed, play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Play Yu-Gi-Oh and just concede every game until you get OTK turn 1 and just fuck your opponent in the ass before they have a chance to respond. Hey guys, got something I wanted to talk about today, and that is the state of Wild balance. I addressed it pretty clearly in a series of tweets and then talked about it even more on stream. I'm gonna show you a highlight of that. Now, I'm trying a new format where I show the Twitch chat on the side of the video. Let me know if you like it or don't like it, and we'll adjust for next time. Don't forget to join the Discord for deck lists you see here in my videos. Check me out on stream every single night at midnight PST. Like and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm, and comment down below with what you think of these opinions. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you on ladder. And Darkest Hour is just downright infuriating. We do not receive communication or nerfs. Demon Hunter took 1 day to nerf. Sniplock, much more OP, true, took 4 months. Hate comments toward devs are not okay, true. But hate comments are not an excuse to close lines of communication. People are frustrated with the game mode and they don't know what to do. Nothing historically has ever worked to get Blizz attention focused, even partially on Wild. I think everything else about Wild is amazing. It's like playing a physical sport, but one dude on the field is 20 feet tall. It's not the sport that's the problem. Just fix the one thing that's ruining everybody's time. I'm making a video on the topic. Yeah, I'm making that after stream tonight. I hope Blizz sees that we just care about Wild when it feels like no one else does. Cora said to me that we aren't shouting into the void. Are we not? How many players did Wild lose to Snip, and how many will we lose to Quest Mage and Darkest Hour? If Blizz doesn't want hate comments, rebuking the hate comments isn't going to stop the trolls. Instead, they can make the game mode what everyone wants it to be, and trolls will rightfully be drowned in a sea of love for Wild. And yeah, I'd follow up on this. I am not saying this because I'm salty. A Quest Mage nerf would delete my collection on EU or Asia, as you can see. It's my only deck there, and I would be okay with that. I care more about the game mode than my personal performance. If you keep Quest Mage as is, I will continue to clap cheeks with it. But there is more to Wild than clapping cheeks. If Blizz does nothing, eventually there will be no more cheeks to clap. If Wild got a single round of nerfs per expansion, the community would actually shut the fuck up. Nobody said shit the month Snip or a Starliner were gone. And at Ixar, I appreciate that you were bold enough to even mention Wild because it's clearly brought you a mountain of hate. Hate sucks. A stupid Twitch comment can ruin my night, but please listen to the kind souls who love you, love Wild, and just want the best for Hearthstone like y'all. Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel. I think when Ixar posted that hate comment, it just goes to show that, like, the only communication lines that Blizzard has open in regards to Wild are people just shitting on them. And if they magnify specifically those, and they don't magnify good comments, it's just going to encourage people to leave stupider and meaner comments. The thing is that for Wild, like, Wild is busted as fuck, and people are pissed off about it. They're rightfully pissed off. It doesn't mean that you should threaten Ixar's family or respond to a post like that was in regards to his wedding. Of course you should not do that, because that's just like, that's mean, it's hateful, and it really hurts to see something like that. Like, you know, whether it's Ixar or me or whatever, if you leave a hate comment, like, it can hurt people. And I understand that's the point sometimes, but obviously I don't think that's good. So what I think they should do is I think they should just nerf Quest Mage and Darkest Hour. I think there will be good decks, but I think there's strategies to counter the decks that will come out of it, right? The decks that come out of that will be, like, there are strategies to counter. But right now, there's no strategy to counter Evocation and Quest Mage, right? Like, if I were to rip Evocation off this magic trick with Flamewaker, like, the game's over. And in fact, I can clear any board I want with, like, these, like, 5 cards. That's why I'm waiting. But, you know, Wild is a great game mode. It's a great game mode, and it really only needs just a couple changes to push it over the top and make it, like, perfect. You know, I really don't think you need many changes to make Wild, like, way good. And yet, we're stuck in this situation where, like, Wild is pretty crap. Like, Wild, like, I don't know. I don't want to be rude to Wild, but it's true. I mean, Wild could be a lot better right now. And it's clear that the developers are a lot more focused on the hate that they receive for not doing anything when they could just do something and not receive that hate. You know, I can't imagine anybody in Wild that's like, oh, I think Quest Mage is totally fair, doesn't deserve a nerf, and I love getting Darkest Houred on 5. Like, every time I get Darkest Houred on 5, especially at a high rank, it makes me want to rip my fucking hair out, like anybody else. Like, of course it does. Like, if you've ever seen what it does, like, you would want to rip your hair out. Like, just knowing that it exists is tilting. Like, it's not even happening to me, and I'm already pissed off about it, you know? The thing is that, like, they say that they've talked internally. They say that they've talked internally about Wild all the time. This is something that Ixar said. He said, we talk about Wild internally all the time, but we can't, like, they can't agree on changes. And he said that not everybody wants the same change. Look, everybody wants Quest Mage nerfed. If you don't want Quest Mage nerfed, play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Play Yu-Gi-Oh and just concede every game until you get OTK turn 1 and just fuck your opponent in the ass before they have a chance to respond. Like, you're playing Wild Hearthstone. You're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh. You're not playing Solitaire. You're not playing fucking Minesweeper, dude. You're playing against a real opponent with real feelings who wants to engage you in a competition. Like, it's not about the dust solely. I mean, I agree with you that it's not about the dust, but like, what would saying something like that, like, oh, we don't want the dust, what would that do? It wouldn't do anything.
Someday I'll be just like you. Time runs out on me.
Let me see what I get. Fuck, dude. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, it's shit. Nice. There's a reason I'm playing Standard these days. I mean, I don't blame you. I can't... Standard's even worse for me. Standard's like... Dude, Standard could have Quest Mage 2.0 and I... Like, no. No. Wild could have Quest Mage 2.0 and I would still play Wild over Standard. What other reason do you think that stops them from nerfing things? Okay, so... Here's my real take. Like, people give hyperbolic takes all the time. They're like, Blizz doesn't give a fuck, like, they don't care, like, all this shit. Here's my real take on what I think is actually going on at Blizzard, okay? I think that Blizzard really does feel like they care about Wild. But I think they also think that, in regards to Wild changes, they're worried that there's a minority of shitty players that will be pissed off if they take away their one deck. And that's true. There is going to be a minority of shitty players that will be pissed off if you take away their one deck. However, you know, I would say that the majority of players in the Wild format, people who are involved in the community, people who care, people who spend a lot of fucking money on the game, right? Like, I think those people want to see these decks changed. And it's not going to... Look, nobody's like, I need to craft one deck, and I'm only gonna have one deck, and I'm gonna dust everything to create that one deck, and they make fucking Darkest Hour. That's never happened in the history of Hearthstone ever. Like, that's never happened. Okay? It's definitely happened with Quest Mage. And some people are gonna be mega butthurt if Quest Mage gets nerfed, because they're gonna lose a lot of dust. It's not a cheap deck to make. I mean, it's cheap for Wild, but it's not cheap. So, yeah, it would suck. It would suck if they nerf those things for the people who have those decks built.